Welcome everyone. Today I have a new Diablo patch notes review and also summary. Now I know guys, I haven't been making videos for a while, and I do apologize for this, and at the end of the video I'll try to explain what happened to me and what are my future plans with Diablo. So in this video, we're going to look into the patch notes teaser and also review that was revealed in the live stream. I know. So here I've written some of my own notes and also my thoughts of the patch notes. So what I want to do in this video is I want to break this down into several parts. The first part is we'll go through some of the summaries and some changes of the game that will be coming with Season 2. And this is also coming from the notes over here. After that, I want to quickly talk about the things I feel that needs to be stressed out, or what I feel about and what are my thoughts about those changes. Most of them are pretty positive, and I'm pretty happy with the patch, and I do plan to play with Season 2. So let's get into the video and let's see how we go. Now right away guys, if you haven't seen the live stream, I'll have a link available for you guys to have a look at the live stream. One of the biggest highlights for the live stream for me is this part.
And our most challenging boss that we're going to be adding as part of Season 2 is also going to have an opportunity to drop extremely rare unique items that players have been hunting for.
And you heard him, extremely rare items, which are uber unique items. So, we'll quickly talk about the 5 new in-game bosses. There will be new in-game bosses that is available to the game. And if we do skip forward to the live stream, you can see the developers have provided with a bit of the roadmap and also progression guide for Season 2 with different bosses and also different ways of farming them. So for me, to be honest, it's nice to know there's more in-game content. And one of the biggest highlights for me and what I'm really looking for the game is that something to do beyond level 100. With Season 1 and also with the start of the game, once I get the character to level 100, I no longer have that much incentive or need to perfect the build. Yes, we can go for tier 100 with Nightmare Dungeons, I'll go for Uber Lilith, but that's pretty much it. There isn't that much farming, grinding and excitement for me after those. And even with those are not very rewarding. So for me, with a certain game progression, in Season 2, this is what I'm assuming, I'll be picking a class. And I'll level this class up and also farm the gears for the class. And then I'll be getting initial legendary gears and also initial combos for the class. So I can be farming higher tier dungeons and also getting more items. After getting my unique item, which are farmable from the 5 in-game bosses, I'll be looking forward to build a mid to late game combo with those unique and also legendary items, which are ancestral of course. And after that, the biggest highlight for me is to farm in-game max out level items, which are beyond level 900 with item tier. And also with the Uber Uniques, which will become available with a boss drop at a lower rate. Now to be exactly how low the rate, I'm not sure. But if you have seen my previous videos, we have made guides and also rate updates of how to farm Uber Uniques. Back then, it seems pretty impossible. You will need 3 months non-stop playing to even have a chance of Uber Uniques. But with Dorio, maybe we can look into the rates and also how many runs do you need for a certain Uber Unique job. So we will repeat this process. And the reason for me to be excited about this patch is, if I can somehow get 1 or 2 Uber Uniques, I can then look into a class and also a build that can go around those Uber Unique items. So instead of, making a class and also, farming for the class, I can be making a class after I get an Uber Unique item. Now this, of course, is very theoretical, and this is assuming that we can get multiple Uber Unique items. And if I do, I can be like, okay, this one's going on my Barbarian because he can use the lens, or he can use the polearm, right? And this one's going on to my sources because, we can use the style for accessories. And this really depends on the job rate and also how repeatable and also how fun it is to do the in-game content for Diablo 4. Because very soon you're going to see in the patch notes, there's a lot of changes and also updates to the in-game activities and also different ways of leveling up. And what that means is you'll be about, they said you'll be 40% faster to be leveling your character. But if there's nothing to do at level 100, then getting to level 100 means you're going to stop playing the game much faster, right? So this is my concern. So as we move further into the patch notes, we're going to see there's a number of buffs to different content, different overworld events in the game, like the Legion event, the World Boss, and also different Tree of Whispers, Helltide. Those are being buffed so the players will get more items, more content as you level up faster. And the respawn time of those things will become faster as well, and they do give back the items. So here I did make the small notes. Those buffs are not bad, but in the end of the day, guys, I feel as a player, the players tend to pick the most cost efficient, loot efficient, time efficient method to be farming and also grinding for those items. Previously, it was a Nightmare Dungeons. Now, if we all of a sudden realize Legion or Helltide is more effective, everyone will be doing that. So I think the buffs are good, but eventually everyone will figure out a way to min and max your time and also how many items you get. So, the experience buff is excellent. The buff to those events are great. But in the end of the day, guys, we'll eventually get into a point, maybe farming for the bosses, maybe farming for certain ways of getting what we wanted. Now, as we move over to the next part, we're going to see the buffs to the experience and also monster leveling. And overall, you can see this as the increase of experience by 40%, which is not bad, very fast. I mean, most players, streamers will get into like level 100 in a few days. Now there are a few days left to get to level 100. As for the Nightmare Dungeons, I do see some nice changes to make the Nightmare Dungeons more, repetitively friendly and also less tedious. And there's some changes to those bad FXs, which I don't tend to even play them at a later game. Everyone plays the bad FX like Gold Find and also the better ones that comes with those, right? So I don't think this is the biggest deal, but if you're pushing for Nightmare tier after 90, this could be quite important. Especially if you guys remember, some of the changes is that with higher level monsters, you get higher chance of getting high item levels from those monsters, which is quite important. Now, as for the dungeon events, those are getting better with more density of monsters. I really hope they spawn the monsters faster too. So maybe that's adjusted too. Now, some of the better quality of life adjustment, which I'll just come over to my notes. So quality of life adjustment, I was really happy with this one. The gem inventory space that is getting freed up, which was mentioned in the previous patch. Now it's finally there. And also the auto salvaging of items. So if you look over here, the magic tier, normal tier, and also no secret grade, and also no ancestral grade, those items will be auto salvaged. In compensation, you get more gold. So this means you don't have to stop every 5 minutes to go back to town to sell or salvage items, which is a much time saver. You have to load the game, you have to go to NPCs, you have to filter those items. And now if they auto salvage, you can be playing Diablo more than playing selling and also salvaging simulator with Diablo 4. Which is one of the things that was killing me. I was playing for like 5 minutes, I have to go back to town. I play for one map, I have to go back to town. And yes, you do get high item powers with certain overworld events, including Helltide and also the Trail of Whispers, which can be a great motivation for farming those certain items. Because with high item powers, we tend to get high armor and also better stats. And this can be a factor, especially going for the Uber bosses. Now, as we keep going with the patch notes, you're going to see that the carryover of the Reno, that is going to be very good. I do not want to do Renos for under 3 or 5 hours in World 1. And we can see there is a hint and there's a suggestion there will be better buffs of AI with minions and also companions. At the moment, you guys might have seen my previous companion video with the Druid. Even getting level 18, 19 with the levels of the companions, they don't do enough damage. And what I'm planning to do is, for Season 2, I am going to look into the Necros. Because there's a lot of buffs with Necros, together with a better AI, you're going to see there is a lot of interesting combinations of vampiric powers with the Necro minions. And I'm very excited to try those out with the combinations of the changes of uniques. So we'll talk about that very soon. Now, coming back to the notes, you can see there are 2 more character slots being added, which means more new characters that you can make as inventory stash. And here we're going to see a buff to months. One of the bigger buffs for the months is that, notice here, so they remove the need for players to place a cursor on the edge of the window to maximum speed. If you guys didn't know, if you place your mouse in front of your character, it actually moves at very slow speed. But if you place at the end of the map, you actually move at a maximum speed. And that's gone. So there's a lot of nice buffs to those things. It's a really good direction change. But for me, one of the bigger changes of the quality of life, the towns are good. But we're going to skip over here to the sortings of the stash items. Stash items can now be sorted and also can be used as search filtering function. And this means that you don't have to spend, if you're like me building different builds, you don't have to spend 10 to 20 minutes just going through all the stash and searching for different FXs and also different aspects and different codecs just to make it work. So this is a big time saver. And I'm really looking forward to see how well this function is, and hopefully it's smooth enough to save tons of time in planning different builds, which will be quite important as you get better gears and also uber unique items. I'm still hoping we get a few of those. Now, they did mention about auto running, and over here the auto run feature is when you're moving in a direction of the cursor, or if you move continuously in one direction. So hopefully this works with the minimap as you're planning your pathways, as you path out the path, but I don't think that works, right? That'd be too good. So auto run is a no bad function. If I want to just press a button, let the mouse run, go to the bathroom, come back, I'll probably be stuck in a wall, but still better than not moving, right? Now they are hiding the texts to vulnerability, to critical. Those are not critical. I think they're hiding texts to vulnerability, dodge, evade, those kind of things. That's not bad. So we pretty much come over to the end of the first part of the changes to the patch, and those looks promising because they are listening to the players. So before I go over to my overall thoughts, I know this seems to be a much shorter video, and before I go to the next part, if you guys want to see a longer summary, Rax's video over here is providing a more detailed summary of the overview of the stream. So definitely hear Rax out as he go into those in more details. So now let's quickly come over to the second part of the patch. And this, of course, is going to be the Season of 2 theme with the Season of Blood. So, if you guys didn't know about this will come on the 17th October with Season 2. And this will include several things, including the Battle Pass, including seasonal events, and also seasonal journey reward. And what you can expect is there's going to be a story with voice acting. And to go through the story, there's going to be live events in the world that you can fight, encounter monsters, and also upgrade your items and also abilities depending on the powers attributed by the gears themselves. So your equipments with helmet, gloves, chest, pants, and also boots, I believe, will have different powers granted. And this will come into a different video. I'll make a proper explanation video on this one. This will be very powerful because at the moment, you can have up to 22 different choices of vampiric powers, with the minor ones and also with the major ones, which will cost different amount of energy on different gears. Now, I do believe those are limited to 3 of those powers maximum, maybe 2 minor ones and 1 major. And if you guys know the details, let me know in the comments. And this has some very cool interactions with the defensive skill trees of different class. In case you guys are wondering, the defensive skill tree for Barbarian is called Defensive. The defensive skill tree for Necro, or I do believe it's quite defensive, it's Macabre, and for Rogue, it's Agility. So different classes will use different names for the defensive skill tree. And this can be interacted with the Vampiric Curse to give you more powers, including the low cooldowns and also including a lot of good things like doing more minion damage. Now, instead of going through all of those 22 of the powers one by one, what I'm planning to do, if you come over to my notes, you can see that I'm waiting for the October 10th for the rework of the unique items. It is mentioned that a majority of the unique items will be reworked in Season 2, and this means you could be combining the new vampiric powers with the new changes to the unique items and then combine with legendaries. And this will allow us to build into certain classes, certain choices at different stages of the game. Maybe in the early stage of the game, you still use your legendaries. And in the mid stage of the game, you use unique items plus your legendaries and also vampiric powers. At the end stage of the game, you might even consider using one of the uber rare unique items or even multiples of those if you get lucky. So yeah guys, I can't wait for the new changes and also new patch notes on the 10th so we can be crafting different classes and also different builds. For me personally, I'm quite excited for the vampiric powers combined with minions with a better AI. And yes, this time I'm not going with Jewels. I think I'll be going with Necro to play around with the minions and also to get the most out of them with those combinations. And finally guys, let's go for a bit of overall summary. So it is a good direction with Diablo 4 changes. I am liking the fact we're getting more in-game content over the fact we're getting more faster leveling and then nothing to do after 100. Because for me and also most of my friends, I can see those players getting to level 100, then leveling another character, and then leveling one more. After 3 level 100s, they eventually give up to the game because there's nothing to do. So having more content, more items to farm is quite important for the end game of the Diablo 4. And of course guys, those quality of life changes are very good and very crucial, because this shows the developers actually listen this time. And for me personally, I'm really happy they make the seasons more attractive. They give me more ways to plan, also theorycraft different builds. And I don't really mind paying for good content or supporting the developers. You know, as long as I don't feel cheated, that I don't feel like they don't even play this game, or they don't even know what's bothering us, or they don't even play the endgame. As long as I feel that they are taking the right directions and also making the game better, maybe by Season 5 this will be a really good Diablo 4 game. But Season 2, this is a really good direction. So this is my hope for Diablo 4. Once I get a class to level 100, I want to be excited with tons of content to come. And also I want to be excited to be farming for items. And this ultimately, guys, will come into the play of getting more rare boss farming and getting more rare items to be going for different builds with the repetitiveness of this progression. So let me know what you guys think about the new changes for Diablo 4. And do leave a comment, guys. I'm quite excited for this. And yes, we'll be start to prepare for different builds and also different guides after the 10th. Maybe before the 10th, I'll make a video or two just theorycraft on the legendary items plus the vampiric powers. But after the 10th, we're going in with the unique changes and also the details of the patch notes. Now, before we finish, just a little, update on what's happening and how come I didn't make any videos for the past month or so. Well, there was a period of time my friend who I was sharing the house with got COVID, and I was really limiting myself with making videos. I was getting really tired. I don't think I got COVID, but I was getting really sick. After that, I got really hooked into a number of games. You can see here there's Baldur's Gate, there's God of Weapons, there's a lot of different variety of games I've been playing, and also Inkbound and also Inscription. There's a lot of nice games I've been playing in my past time, in the past month. I was thinking whether I want to make a video or not with those different type of games. So, do leave a comments in the comments below if you guys are interested with me making different games other than Diablo 4 for the channel. And I do think as a multi-gaming channel, maybe in the future, when we do have a downtime with the main game we're playing, we can be trying out different games and also making videos on those as well. So let me know what you guys think. And if you guys haven't played Inscription, it's one of my favorite now. It's really fun to play, and yeah, the story is amazing. If you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.